Namaste friends, how are you? I hope you are all doing well. Online video classes brought to you by Sri Prakash Educational Institutions. Class Final BSc, Semester 5, Subject Chemistry, Paper 5, Topic Coordination Compounds, Subtopic Werner's Theory. The bonding between the metal and the ligands and also the properties of complexes are explained by some theories. Among all theories, actually the first theory is Blomstrand-Jorgensen's chain theory. This theory was proposed by Blomstrand and his student Jorgensen. At that time, there was a belief that elements had only one kind of valence. Hence, Blomstrand proposed that ammonia molecules could link together as NH3 chains, similar to CH2 chains in hydrocarbons. The number of NH3 ammonia molecules associated with the metal, that means the length of the chain, depends on the metal and its oxidation state. But this theory is only of historical importance only. So we will discuss the next theory, that is Werner's coordination theory. In 1893, at the age of 26, Alfred Werner proposed a theory is called Werner's theory. Alfred Werner was a Swiss chemist. Alfred Werner won the Nobel Prize in 1913. Dear friends, already you all know that the Nobel Prizes are most prestigious prizes in the entire world. These prizes were started in 1901. Every year, these prizes were presented December 10. From India, the first Nobel Prize winner, Rabindranath Tagore, in literature for the Gitanjali. In the entire science department, the first Nobel Prize winner, Sir Roy John, for the invention of X-rays. In chemistry, the first Nobel Prize winner is J.H. Van 't Hoff. He is also the father of physical chemistry. Dear students, now coming to our concept, that is Werner's theory. Already you all know that this theory was proposed by Alfred Werner. To this he won the Nobel Prize in 1913. He was the first Nobel Prize winner in inorganic chemistry. So he is the father of inorganic chemistry. Now we will discuss the postulates of Werner's theory. According to this theory, the central metal or the metal atoms in coordination compounds show two types of valencies. Those are primary valency or 1 degree valency, secondary valency or 2 degree valency. Let's see the first valency, that is primary valency or 1 degree valency. This is also called principal valency or ionizable valency. The number of negatively charged ions or anions in coordination compounds can satisfy the primary valency. In modern terminology, the primary valency is called oxidation state or oxidation number. The primary valency is denoted by dotted lines in complex compounds. The primary valency is non-directional. Let's see another valency, that is secondary valency or 2 degree valency. This is also called auxiliary valency or non-ionizable valency. The number of negatively charged ions or neutral molecules can satisfy the secondary valency in coordination or complex compounds. In modern terms, the secondary valency is called coordination number. The simple representation of coordination number is Cn. The secondary valency is directed toward the central metal atom or ion. The secondary valency is denoted by solid lines in coordination or complex compounds. So, the secondary valency is directional. Already you all know that the metals are of different coordination numbers have different oxidation numbers. For example, in K4FeCN6, the general name of K4FeCN6 is potassium ferrocyanide. The IUPAC name of K4FeCN6 is potassium hexacyanoferrate 2. In this complex, the oxidation state of iron is +2. I take another example, that is second example, AgCN4 -2. The IUPAC name of this complex is tetracyanoargentate 2. In this complex, the oxidation state of silver is +2. The secondary valencies are directed towards some fixed positions in space. In four coordinated complexes, the four valencies are arranged in either a planar or tetrahedral. And in six coordinated complex, the six valencies are directed towards the six corners of an octahedron. Dear friends, the number of secondary valences required by the metal is called coordination number. So, according to modern terms, the secondary valence is also called coordination number. By using coordination number, we can explain the shape or geometry of different complex compounds. So first of all, we will see the geometry or shape of different types of compounds. For example, if coordination number is 2 in a particular coordination or complex compound, then the geometry or shape of that complex compound is linear. If the coordination number is 3, then the geometry or shape of that complex is trigonal planar. If coordination number is 4, then the geometry or shape of that complex is maybe tetrahedral or square planar. If coordination number is 5, then the shape or geometry of that complex is trigonal bipyramidal. If the coordination number is 6, then the shape or geometry of that complex is octahedral. This is the representation of linear. This is the triangular. This is the tetrahedral representation. This is the square planar representation. This is trigonal bipyramidal representation. This is tetragonal pyramidal representation. This is the pentagonal bipyramidal representation. This is octahedral representation. Lastly, this is cubic geometry or cubic shape representation. Dear friends, already you all know that according to Werner's theory, the metal atom or metal ion in coordination compound have two types of valencies. Those are primary and secondary valencies. Werner distinguished these two valencies are by using a square bracket. For example, in CONH3 6 times Cl3. Dear friends, what is the IUPAC name of this complex? Yes, the IUPAC name of this complex is hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride. In this complex, the Cl3 portion, that means the outside portion of the square bracket is called primary valency. Which part is enclosed in the square bracket is called secondary valency. The portion enclosed by square bracket is called coordination sphere. For suppose in hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride complex, the cobalt metal and 6 ammonia ligands are enclosed in square bracket. So this part is called coordination sphere. So the portion outside the square bracket is called ionization sphere. In this complex, the 3Cl3, that means chloride ions are present the outside of the square bracket. So this part is called ionization sphere. In coordination compounds, some ligands are having dual character. That means having both primary and secondary valency character. That type of ligands are denoted by both solid and dotted lines in coordination or complex compounds. For example, I will take one example, that is COCl3 6NH3. First of all, I will discuss the preparation of this complex compound or compound. When cobalt chloride or cobalt 3 chloride is reacts with ammonia, gives 4 types of cobalt amine chloride complexes. Those are, first one is CONH3 6 times Cl3. The IUPAC name of this complex is hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride. And the second one is CONH3 5 times Cl2. The IUPAC name of this complex is pentaamine chlorido cobalt 3 chloride. And the third complex is CONH3 4 times Cl2Cl. What is the IUPAC name of this complex? Yes, the IUPAC name of this complex is tetraamine dichlorido cobalt 3 chloride, and lastly CONH3 thrice Cl3. The IUPAC name of this complex is triamine trichloro cobalt 3 ion. That means 4 types of cobalt amine chloride complexes are possible. Let's see the representations of amine chloro cobalt 3 complexes. The first complex is CONH3 6 times Cl3 or CO6NH3 Cl3. Already you all know that the IUPAC name of this complex is hexaamine cobalt 3 chloride. In this complex, the 6 ammonia ligands are present in square bracket. So already you all know that according to Werner's theory, which part is enclosed in a square bracket, that part is called secondary valency. Already you all know that the secondary valency is denoted by solid lines in complex compound. So in this representation, the 6 ammonia ligands are directly attached to the cobalt metal with solid lines. In this complex, the 3 chloride ions are present the outside of the square bracket. So this is the ionization sphere. The ionization sphere is nothing but the primary valency or ionizable valency. According to Werner, the primary valency is denoted by dotted lines. Once in this complex, the 3 Cls are represented with dotted lines. So, to this complex, the primary valency is 3 because of the 3 Cls are represented with dotted lines. The secondary valency is 6 because of 6 ammonia ligands. Dual character 0 because of there is no dual ligand in this complex. The number of ions 4. 3 are Cl minus ions. One is CONH3 6 plus 3 ion. Now let's see another complex, that is CONH3 5 times Cl Cl2 or CO5NH3 Cl3. Dear friends, already you all know that IUPAC name of this complex is pentaamine chloro cobalt 3 chloride. According to Werner, the representation of this complex is, already you all know that in this complex 5 ammonias and 1 Cl is present in square bracket. So the 5 ammonias and 1 Cl acts as a secondary valence ions, and 2 Cls are present the outside of the square bracket. So these 2 Cls are acts as a primary valence ions. But already I said that the IUPAC name of this complex. According to IUPAC name, what is the oxidation state of cobalt? Yes, 3. That means this Cl is involved in both primary and secondary valence. So this Cl has dual character. So according to that, these 5 ammonias are only acts as a secondary valence. So in this, the 5 ammonia ligands are represented with solid lines, and this Cl has both primary and secondary valence characters, that means dual character. So this Cl is represented with both solid and dotted lines. These 2 Cls only acts as a primary valences. So in this representation, these 2 Cls are only represented with dotted lines. So the primary valency is 3, secondary valency is 6, dual character 1, this is as dual character. Number of ions 3. Those are 2 Cl minus ions. So one is CONH3 5 times Cl plus 2 ion. Okay, next one is CONH3 4 times Cl2 Cl or CO4NH3 Cl3. Already you all know that the IUPAC name of this complex is, yes, tetraamine dichloro cobalt 3 chloride. According to Werner, the representation of this complex is, this is the representation. Dear friends, already you all know that in this complex 4 ammonia ligands, 2 Cls are present in square bracket. So the 4 ammonia ligands and 2 Cl minus ligands acts as a secondary valence characters, and 1 Cl is present the outside of the square bracket. So this Cl is primary valence ion. But already you all know that according to the IUPAC name of this complex, what is the oxidation state of cobalt? 3. So these 2 Cls are involved in primary valence also, because of, according to modern terms, the primary valence is also called oxidation state. So these two Cls are have both primary and secondary valence characters. That means dual characters. So according to Werner representation, these two Cls are represents with both dotted and solid lines. These ammonia ligands are only acts as a secondary valence characters. So in this representation, these four ammonia ligands are only denoted by solid lines. This Cl ligand has only primary valence character. So this Cl ligand is denoted by dotted lines. So the primary valency of this complex is 3, secondary valency is 6, dual behavior 2 Cl minus ions, number of ions 2, among 2 one is Cl minus ion and another one is CONH3 4 times Cl2 plus ion, and the last one is CONH3 thrice Cl3 or CO3NH3 Cl3. Dear friends, already you all know that the IUPAC name of this complex. The IUPAC name of this complex is triamine trichloro cobalt 3 ion. According to Werner, this is the representation of this complex. Dear friends, already you all know that in this complex 3 ammonia ligands and 3 Cl minus ligands are present in square bracket. So these 3 ammonia ligands, so these 3 Cl minus ion ligands has only secondary valence character. But already you all know that the IUPAC name of this complex is triamine trichloro cobalt 3 chloride. So in this complex the oxidation state of cobalt is 3. But already you all know that ammonia is neutral ligand. So the oxidation state of ammonia is 0. But the Cl is negative ligand. How many Cls are present here? 3. What is the oxidation state of cobalt? 3. So these 3 Cls are included in both primary and secondary valencies. That means these 3 Cls are have dual character. So according to Werner representation, these 3 Cls are denoted by both solid and dotted lines. But these 3 ammonia ligands are has only secondary valence character. So in this representation, these 3 ammonia ligands are denoted by only solid lines. So the primary valency of this complex is 3, secondary valency is 6, dual character 3, number of ions 0 because of in this complex there is no ion present at outside of the square bracket. Dear friends, already you all know that which part is present the outside of the square bracket, then that part is called ionization sphere. That means that part only involved in ionization. But in this complex there is no any ion is present the outside of the square bracket. So there is no ionization sphere. So the number of ions in this complex is 0. These are the different Werner representations of cobalt amine chloride complexes. Okay, next one is the evidences of Werner's theory. This theory was explained the different number of ionizable chlorides in the complex or coordination compound. For example, If CONH3 6 times Cl3 reacts with Ag silver nitrate, that means AgNO3, gives 3 AgCl. Because of in this complex, the 3 Cl's are present outside of the square bracket. So the 3 Cl's are present in ionization sphere. Ionization sphere means these 3 Cl's are ionizable. So these 3 Cl's are bind with 3 Ags, then gives 3 AgCl PPT. Okay, next one is CONH3 5 times Cl2. In this complex, only 2 Cl minus ions are present in ionization sphere. So this complex is reacts with silver nitrate AgNO3, gives only 2 AgCl, that means silver chloride PPT. Okay, next one is CONH3 4 times Cl2 Cl. In this complex, only one Cl, that means one chloride ion, is present in ionization sphere, that means outside of the square bracket. So this complex is reacts with only one silver nitrate, then gives only one AgCl precipitate. Finally, last complex, that is CONH3 thrice Cl3. In this complex, there is no chloride ions present the outside of the square bracket. So this complex does not react with silver nitrate. That's why there is no precipitate is formed. Next evidence is this theory explains the molar conductivity of the different types of cobalt 3 chloride amine complexes. Already you all know that the molar conductivity depends on the number of ions. If number of ions increases, the molar conductivity also increases. For example, in CONH3 6 times Cl3, already you all know that in this complex the Cl3 ions are present in ionization sphere. That means the total number of ions in this complex 4. Among 4, 3 Cl minus ions, so 1 is CONH3 6 plus 3 ion. So this complex is ionizable. So this complex has molar conductivity. Next one is CONH3 5 times ClCl2. This complex gives only 3 ions. 2 are Cl minus ions, so 1 is CONH3 5 times Cl plus 2 ion. That means this complex also ionizable. So this complex also has molar conductivity. Next complex is CONH3 4 times Cl2 Cl. Okay, this complex also ionizable. That means this complex gives 2 ions. One is Cl minus ion and another one is CONH3 4 times Cl2 plus ion. So this complex also has molar conductivity. Last complex is CONH3 thrice Cl3. Already you all know that, friends, this complex does not ionizable because there is no any ions are present outside of the square bracket. So this complex does not ionizable. So this complex does not has molar conductivity. Dear friends, already you all know that number of ions increases, molar conductivity also increases. In the first complex, the number of ions 4, 3 Cl, so 1 is CONH3 6 times plus 3 ion. In second complex, the number of ions 3, 2 Cl minus ions, so 1 is CONH3 5 times Cl plus 2 ion. In third complex, the number of ions, yes, only 2. One is Cl minus ion and another one is CONH3 4 times Cl2 plus ion. In last complex, that is CONH3 thrice Cl3, the number of ions in complex 0 because There is no ions are present the outside of the square bracket. So already all know that if number of ions increases, molar conductivity also increases. From fourth complex to first complex, the number of ions, yes, increases. So molar conductivity also increases. So the first complex has more molar conductivity. The last complex has, that means fourth complex has least molar conductivity values. These are the evidences of Werner's theory. Okay, next one is we will discuss the defects of Werner's theory. Werner's theory describes the structure of many coordination compounds. It does not explain the nature of bonding within the coordination sphere. That means already you all know that coordination sphere contain, yes, metal and ligands. This theory does not explain what type of bond present in between metal and ligand, but this theory explains the structure of many coordination compounds. More than 90% of the known complexes at Werner's time were either 4 coordinated or 6 coordinated complexes. But Werner's theory is unable to account for the preference for 4 and 6 coordination among complexes. Okay, the last defect of Werner's theory, that is, Werner's theory fails to account for the fact that certain 4 coordinated complexes are square planar whereas some others tetrahedral. Dear friends, already you all know that if the complex has 4 coordination number, then the complex have 2 types of geometries or shapes. One is square planar and another one is tetrahedral. But Werner's theory fails to account for the fact that certain 4 coordinated complexes is square planar or tetrahedral. These are the defects of Werner's theory. Dear friends, this is Werner's theory, the most important theory. Actually, this is the first theory in coordination compounds or complex compounds. Dear friends, see the next session. Until then, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning.